WBOSS Bossman Radio.
Got time for one more here.
Laying needles in the quarter because he can. Bossman in the BAM.
Janet, Janet, who can I turn to? Give me something I could hold on to.
Coming to you from the heart of the Dirty 30, it's South Alabama's #1 podcast, Drive Time with DJ and KJ.
Good Monday morning, Veterans Day. Welcome to Drive Time, brought to you by Jim Peach Motors and Peach Chevrolet. Good morning, Elisa Finley-Hart, Ron Kennedy, Jordan Rowland, Rob Moy. Wanda Green's in. Good morning to you. Tracy Steele, good morning. Timmy Wiggins, Miss Gail Kurtz is in. Good morning to you, Miss Gail. Daniel Smith, Jesse James. Good morning. Enjoy your day off. Raj is in. Good morning, sir. Miss Sandra Neely's in. Good morning. Mark Miller, Sean Kazametsky. Good morning. Regina Strickland. Good morning. Leroy. Good morning. Sherry Weaver. Good morning. Hunter Harp. Good morning. Ken Wood putting needles in the corner. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. And we are here under what do you want to call it? Protest or what?
I'm not even sure how we're on. There's no internet.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, we're used to that, not having any internet. I mean, and we did get started somewhat a little earlier, like today. So that worked out pretty good. But yeah, we don't have any, nobody has any internet, I don't think. I think it's like southeastern wide, maybe. That's what I read last night.
So it's outside our immediate area.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you read on the internet, it's true, right?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to go with that. I mean, we are, what do you call it? Boldly going where no one has gone before this morning.
We're there.
Because we are doing this. We are doing this compliment. Do I even need to tell them how we're doing this or not? Or just shut up about it?
I would probably mention it because I think I didn't think we were going to have a program today. After yesterday and the stuff that was going on with internet service, I said, okay, well, Drive Time will be down until further notice. But here we are.
Well, we have this contraption that you can like bond AT&T and Verizon cellular service together and make one giant internet connection. And so that's what we've done.
Would you get it at Radio Shack? Yes.
Before they all closed up about, 3 or 4 years ago. So, I mean, yeah, so anyway, good morning, Kinsley. She's out of school this morning. She's in this morning. Yeah. So, but yeah, anyway, so that's how we're doing what we're doing this morning. Now, let us go ahead and say this up front. What do you call this? A disclaimer.
Yeah.
This could go off the rails at any time. If it does, we'll try to get back up. If not, at least everybody understands it. And I'm looking because like I was wondering this morning, I was like, I wonder how many of these people are going to have to use, data to watch us.
Process it.
And then I got to thinking, well, they don't care. They can process it up. It'll be fine. So, yeah, that's right, Rob. I got that flux capacitor going this morning.
Good morning, Ray Stewart. Tractor Bryant's in. Good morning.
Yeah.
Tractor. Miss James is in.
Look at there. I tell you what, man, I enjoyed listening to you and Tony and Tractor.
We had a good
Friday
time.
night.
I wish the game had gone a little bit better.
I wish it had gone a little better.
We had a good time.
I was informed by a few people that you and I are not in the good place right now. We might want to lock that door, as a matter of fact.
Well, if you'll go back and watch the show, everybody will see why we were picking the scores to be what we did.
Yeah, it was all in fun.
But how about the Fulton Hurricanes? Seriously, did I tell you before the season started?
You did.
I'm telling you.
You did. I mean, before it ever got started, you said the team to watch is the Hurricanes.
Watch the Canes. They got it.
Now, who did they pull this week?
They got Winfield up there. And, of course, now there's 16 teams left, so every game is going to be tough from here on out. But if Flomaton can go up there in the right mindset, and that's a long road trip to make. I mean, there's something to be said for getting on a bus and driving 3 hours and having to play. It'll take a tremendous effort, but don't be shocked if the Canes do it again.
I want to mention this too. I just just saw this and should have said this from the beginning. You may have Happy Veterans Day. Mm-hmm. Without veterans, without the people that go and sign up and take that oath, we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Do you know?
And that goes. A lot of people don't realize just how true that is.
And really, every day should be Veterans Day in terms of recognizing and honoring them. And one of the things that goes along with that I especially enjoy are the movies that come on during Veterans Day weekend. Dirty Dozen, The Great Escape. I watch them all. I love it.
And then like today, people are having a tough time because, well, maybe the cable TV works or the satellite work. I don't know, though, with this weather being the way it is, the satellites don't like to work. You know what I'm saying? Look at there. Ashley said we're dedicated. Look, it's Veterans Day. We want to come in here and honor the veterans who, that's right, Hot Rod, freedom isn't free.
Never has been.
I mean, go tell that to, go tell somebody that freedom's free that's been over there where you've been, Hot. Let me put it like that. So, I can say this, know a lot of veterans and thankful for their service. And if you served and we don't know it and hadn't called your name or what have you, we thank you for your service. So
absolutely.
Good morning, PGP, Steve Layton, Heidi Knapp. Rod said that nobody saw in that Flomaton game the fourth quarter. They put the tuba player tight end.
Oh yeah. Like for real?
I don't know. That's what he said. So all I can tell you is this. You said it since day one that actually day minus 28 before the season that Flomaton was going to be the one to watch this year. So do you think they kept everybody that they could to try to keep them healthy against Southern Choctaw? Because I don't know how Southern Choctaw beat Flomaton.
Probably. I heard the quarterback, Money. I heard he didn't play in that game.
Yeah.
Did you see the highlight? I posted it on the.
I did.
When he did the 360. My gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you said it best. If that guy's in the game, they got a chance to win any game he's in.
He's really good.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on them traveling to Winfield?
It's going to be tough. Winfield's good. Yeah, man. That's tough. A long. I mean, it's just when you get on a bus and ride 3 hours. And have to get out and play a football game.
It's tough on you.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for having to do that. And it'll take, I think this will be as much a mental test as it is a physical test for Flomaton. Good morning, Retro. Amanda Gwynn, Nick Green, Miss Joyce Lisenby. Good morning, Miss Lisenby. Rock. Good morning, Nellie Rock. Kelly Mad. Good morning to you. Yeah, I'm with you. It's Hillcrest had a big win. Hillcrest had a huge win. Who did we pick in that game? Not Hillcrest. Yeah, we didn't pick Hillcrest. Yeah, they got on. They got on them pretty good, didn't they? Yeah. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah. Jay had a big playoff win. What did they say? First time 16 years. 16 years. Tell you what, it's been a dry spell, so I'm glad to see the Royals break out. That's good. That's good. Who do they play this week? Do we know? We don't know. Well, that'll be probably one of the picks, will it not? It will be. The J Royals. Long time. MA, big win over there. Yeah, they're going to be in the state championship Friday. That's right. So is Escambia Academy. Escambia's back in it. Eli and Monroe Academy won it last year, beat Bessemer Academy there up at Troy, and they're going to be rematch this Friday. I'm going to try to go to that. They kick off at 7. If I can get out of here about 5 or so. I'm going to probably Troy. Troy, yeah. I'll probably go watch that. So have they been in the playoffs now for several weeks, or they have less rounds because there's fewer teams. Okay, public school 1 through 6A we have 5 rounds. Right, 7A only has 4 rounds because they have fewer teams. Right. I think private school has 3 or maybe 4. Okay. I didn't know. I knew that theirs always seemed to get over. Yeah, quicker than the public schools one, but. At any rate, you were talking about a nice setup at St. James. It was a nice setup.
I tell you what, seemed like y'all were out of the elements.
We were,
And if you hadn't have been, you'd have been in trouble.
Yeah, you'd have been in trouble.
Yeah.
It was very windy. The wind blew throughout the game. It was cold. It was damp. But they had us set up in the press box, had a nice area. And Leroy, we'll get D-Mop on the list for sure. Demopoulos needs to be in there. But no, it was a nice setup. Game obviously didn't go our way, but oh well.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, we obviously wished and hoped that it would have, turned out differently. But the fact is, the
running back for them was good.
Well, you and Tony and Tractor touched on it. And y'all didn't touch on it. You talked a lot about it. I mean, I don't think people really realize how young both Miller and Neal were this year. I mean, Blake is a sophomore.
Yeah,
up there starting at quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big call. I mean, there's if you think about the teams in the past, I mean, when you were a sophomore, were you ready to lead?
No. 18-year-olds are going to beat 15-year-olds. Period.
Yeah.
18-year-olds are going to beat 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I mean, I may be wrong, but it looks to me like a lot of good things to build on at both Miller and Neal.
Yeah, I think so.
Really, I don't think, would Neal have?
I bet they'd have seven seniors. Seven seniors, maybe 6 or 7. That's playing 4A football.
And a big group of 9th graders and 10th graders, coming up. So
you go out there, get your nose bloodied up enough, and they'll be handing them back out here in a couple of years.
Oh, yeah. That's coming, no doubt. So I'm definitely think that, Miller has got a real good, what'd you say? If not next year, the year after, it's going to be rough on some folks.
In 2 years, if you don't have to be on Miller's schedule, I wouldn't be.
Yeah. Hey, and that's right. And Mario and Ike at Neal are both sophomores.
Well, there you go. That's 2 years of Battle of Murder Creek. Get your tickets now. Get your seat cushions now, because that is going to be one to watch.
You better go. You better go on up there now and start standing in lines. All I tell you.
You just got me juiced up. BOMC 2020 is going to be one for the ages.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Here.
I forgot about that. They were in town. Y'all, come on in. I forgot that. Listen, I just forgot they were even here. Come on around. You grab some chairs as we speak.
You doing good?
Oh, well, man.
How are y'all?
Hey, my brother.
How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Good to see you. What's the word?
Y'all come on in and have a seat. Yeah, come on in here. Get the mic straight up here.
Yes, right.
All right, so Mike's in play. So what about the University of Central Florida, man?
Yeah, how about it?
Those national champs are tough, aren't they?
Yeah, man. I guess anybody can claim anything these days.
I claim to be 180.
Me too, buddy.
You say it, you make a T-shirt.
Hey, all of a sudden everybody gets one. I mean, I'm waiting on mine.
So to introduce everybody here, for those of y'all that don't know, because I know you can tell by the resemblance, this is sister. This is Whitney that y'all hear us talking to a lot. Of course, this is her husband, Coach Brent Boyd, and Brent's been on with us a few times over the course of the last few years, and Brent is a what would you call it? He's a buck at somewhere up on the school on the other side of the state over there.
Yeah. Brent and I combined to hit a lot of home runs in SEC. Yeah. We've hit a bunch.
Listen, would you believe that DJ? Would you believe that DJ's picture is right next to Dow Altman's in the field house at T.R. Miller High School?
No, I don't.
It was for about 15 seconds.
What happened to it?
I took it with me when I left.
Yeah, I figured some admirer may have taken it. That's awesome.
I didn't know if you knew that or not, but we was filming a short, what you call a documentary short one time about we were trying to figure out whether or not Tony Burnham actually played at T.R. Miller or not, and the general consensus is that he did not. And by realizing that, we also found DJ's picture next to Dow Altman's.
Lord have mercy.
So,
Isn't that awesome?
and we, if you don't know who Dow Altman is, he was a big time Auburn football player and a big time T.R. Miller football player. So much so that he's in one of the trophy cases up there.
Nice. Clearly, I'm not up to date with my T.R. Miller history.
Or your Auburn history.
Shut up.
But
Speaking of that, how was y'all's trip this weekend?
It was really fun.
I did get to see Townsend for about 10 minutes, and then Big Kenny told me he had a little bit of a cold. He said, "You might not want to be touching on him back there." And I said,
he did.
Okay.
He's all better. He had an antibiotic.
So I was like,
High five.
"Thanks, Dad."
after you hugged on
I
him,
don't want to hug on him. Had him all up on me and stuff, and roughing with him and stuff. Dad said, "Hey, you might not want to be touching on him back there." And I'm like,
Kenny strikes again.
And listen, and what got me is Townsend. Townsend's in a booster seat or something. That what he's sitting in there? Yeah. Well, I look up and Dad's turning around there talking, and Townsend's like out of the seat in between the two seats looking at Big Kenny.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, you can't leave here with him standing in between you and him, right? You get that, right? He said.
Is it in the 80s anymore?
He said, "Look here, you and your brother's still here."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, you know what you get."
Touche.
Hey. Prior to that, he reminded me about the car that Mom had that when you went across the railroad tracks, the door would just fly open on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's actually a fact. So,
I'm telling you. I mean, I remember sitting in the dash. Just like sitting there hanging out, and you
His
just
mama had a station wagon.
play around and
Like the old school.
yeah.
we had to
Wooden
push
door.
the window up.
Yeah.
So I mean, there were no rules back then, and
No.
somehow we're doing just fine.
Yeah. I mean, well, I could get into a whole lot of things.
I'm not promoting anything either.
And make a lot of people mad about some of the topics on some of that, because I think some of these terms that we label things with today are crazy.
Out of control.
But anyway, so y'all had a good trip.
Yes.
I want to ask this. So 2 weeks ago, I think it was, you got up and traveled all the way to
Texas.
Dallas?
Yes. Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And back faster than Snowman and the Bandit
Yeah,
did.
we did.
Look here.
Yeah.
Did you have some Coors beer with you?
I didn't bring back any beer. Of course,
So we were going because it was Brent's 20th class reunion.
Okay.
So we missed 10. And so anyway, he was like, "I really, really want to go." And so I was like, "All right, let's do it. We're going to fly, right?" And he's like, "No, we're going to drive." So we left out Thursday night, got there about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we drove home on Sunday morning. We left out about 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of road time.
A lot of road time.
Well, like I said, I mean, they did it faster than Snowman and the Bandit did.
Well, I wanted to go see my grandmother out there, and needed to go out to the ranch and see her because she's still living out there by herself, and needed to go do a couple things while we were there. So I couldn't. We didn't fly.
We needed a car.
Yeah, we needed a car, and we needed something that wasn't a rent car. So we were like, well, we'll just turn around and drive.
Yeah.
And man, it's fun. It's fun.
I have to say though, he drove the entire there and back. Like I offered, but he hates my driving.
I asked Mom or Big Kenny, one of them. I said, which one of them drove?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how you do that.
I don't either. I just did it, from Tuscaloosa to Fort Worth for so long on 20 that I did it. I'd leave in the middle of the night and show up in the morning. You just do things like that.
You just get used to it.
Yeah, you used to it. And so I know all the stops now. We know where to. So anyway, we go eat, and it's fun to go home, and it's fun to see a bunch of our friends and stuff. So that would excite you. And then when you get back, when you're heading back this way, you're ready to see your family. So, you just kind of look for that motivation somehow.
I don't know how you do it.
It was fun.
He's like, "Hey, wingman, you got to wake up."
Yeah, she's trying to take a nap, dude, and I'm like, "What are you doing, man?"
We had not made it even out of Texas yet, and he's like, "You're gonna have to wake up."
No, time out now.
I don't know how you do
that.
that. So, talk to us a little bit. We of course, Benson Stonecker is a coach up here at a defensive coordinator at Miller.
Good dude.
And we finally got him on some. What do you call it? FaceTime, TV time, whatever you want to call it, this past Thursday.
Good.
And but I know he's from down that way. And you guys know him and his family.
Yep. Good family.
He's got a pretty good brain to pick from when he wants to call and talk football, don't he? With his father.
Yes.
Tony.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Tony and that whole family's just football savvy, and he's of course Tony's a huge Auburn guy, so he gets a lot of information from a lot of his contacts, his old contacts there, and all that. So he's done a really good job picking his dad's brain and. Just being around it the whole time, and he's a good dude. So I mean, it's a good thing for T.R. Miller to have a guy like that.
Allie Sawyer said she's been living through Whitney's Snapchats for 2 weeks now.
Oh, Allie, snacks.
Hey, snacks. So we'll have to tell that story in just a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw her on blast.
See, we got people here that can see Allie. You might want to get your girls up. Y'all heard the story, right, about them in the parking down there, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to tell you, I had a big time with that.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not going to lie to you. And if y'all knew the person that told me this story, it would be that much funnier to you because the way he told the story, like he was fighting mad. When I say fighting mad, I'm talking about he said I would have arrested him on the spot. I said, you can't do that. He said, yes, I can,
yes,
too.
I can.
I said, okay, well, Allie said, let's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Joe Beasley, Megan Madden, Jake Hodge, Ron McDaniel, Ron Kennedy. There's Mother. She's in with us this morning.
Yes, they woke up.
Yeah.
Townsend was mad. I asked Townsend last night, was he coming in?
Yeah.
And he said no. I have a witness. He said no.
He did.
We are walking out the door, and he screams, I'm going with you. I'm like, we're late. No, you're not. So he's...
Yeah.
Well, he'd have been
real happy.
he'd have been the
Oh man,
I'd have liked to put the bat in his hand and get his sling for everybody to see.
We will definitely have to do that next time.
That is freaky good.
We're getting started.
Yes.
Really soon.
Allie said those are Grammy House secrets.
That's right. That's right.
Those are bad.
Apparently, y'all in on some stuff I don't know about, and we might need to go down and figure out what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I feel like we need to tell that story, and we'll just have to bite the bullet and explain it to her later. But
yeah,
I'll buy you dinner.
Yeah.
Apologize later.
Yeah.
But we got baseball starting again, so it's not going to be.
You know why I don't live through her Snapchats? Because they started about 4:00 in the morning.
I know, right? No, I'm not trying to go flip a tire. I'm sorry. For those that do, I know that is all for you. But
take my hat off to you.
Yeah,
I like my sleep.
Yeah, if you ever been in the Army, you wouldn't run not another half a mile, not a quarter mile ever again. So, all right, Brent, we cannot sit here without talking some Daphne high school sports and obviously baseball and listen, DJ and I talked about this.
This is a nice pullover, by the way. You got a medium?
I do. A medium.
Hey, he's got a shirt to bring down here. He can prove he wears a medium. Do you not?
Don't prove it with me.
Man, don't blow me up, man.
Hey, he got a shirt presented to him at the Halloween by Cam.
Oh God!
It said medium on it. It is a medium. Am I lying?
And it fits like a glove.
That's what, like a glove.
Hey, I'll tell you this though. Speaking of Velcro Pygmies, they are going to be playing at the Gulf Shores Drawdown.
I saw that.
Yes,
I saw that.
Yes,
they always do, don't they?
Yes. So anyway,
I saw that.
That's something that's really neat.
But yeah. So anyway,
so who is it? Which is it? No, I'm gonna ask this when we get back to that. Who is it that works the booths at the wharf? Is it the
football?
Yeah, football.
Gulf Shores?
Yes, Gulf Shores. Yes,
football. But the booster club.
I think it's all of them.
It's all of it's the coaches as well. So the head football coach, which we're really good friends with,
so they
one
all
of their
work
assistants dates his sister. They all work it.
Yeah. So they work it because they get the proceeds from.
Yeah.
Correct.
They get
some.
Some, yes. And the last time I went to the wharf at a concert,
they don't care. They don't care how much beer they serving down there. They don't care. That money don't know where it comes from.
No.
That money will spend just like anything else will.
Yeah, they're not going to be all politically correct and then find out where it came from. They just need that money, and they make a lot of money.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
they do a good job as far as, and they've always done it.
So DJ said this every week. He said Daphne football has been just right on the cusp.
Yeah, they're close.
Of winning.
They're close.
Every time.
Yeah, they're close. They are. They're a lot of fun to watch, and of course, if you got to understand the big picture where they were, where they're headed, and what Kenny's trying to do there. the best part about what they got going on right now is they had to weed out a couple guys. They had to make some adjustments. They had to fix some things, and it's been fun to watch some of these guys develop, and some of these coaches. He's got one of the best staffs I've ever seen assembled. As far as being pro players, college coaches coming back to high school to coach. I mean, you don't put a staff like that quite, with Atlas and all those guys. But it's been phenomenal to watch, and I think next year is going to be a really, really good year. I think like from 12U all the way up to freshman, or no, even JV, didn't lose a game. So I mean, it's just like
that bodes well.
It's fun. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a good time to be there.
Has he brought out the kids to play football again that were walking the halls and weren't playing?
Yes. So what it had, they had slowly kind of developed into a typical public school where the kids are losing attention, are losing that drive to be able to go do something. And so anyway, he had to get that back out, and in fact he brought guys like that played basketball and then said, hey, give it a shot. Like sounds like an old Auburn trick or something. It'd be like, hey man, you're 6'7", why don't you come out here and play wide receiver for us real quick, just be a short yardage guy. And that's what we actually had one of those guys. So he's done a really good job getting that back, and I've been really impressed, and it's been fun to watch that whole unit, the whole dynamic of the school starting to turn back around like we always thought it was. Because I mean, when I was at Alabama in '98, '99, you would hear about Daphne High School.
So as DJ would say, you got a bunch of alphas walking around as coaches there.
Man,
now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's really fun to walk the halls because you can hear you always hear somebody getting on somebody, and it's very very aggressive, and you know who. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. You know who the dogs are.
Let's talk, and I'm doing DJ's job here, but what's the baseball season looking like?
Are you going to bring the fence in?
It's already in.
It's already in.
I'm telling you something, man.
It's 405.
You got a better chance to hit it out of Grand Canyon
Hey.
than you did out of Daphne High School.
I have heard that since you took that job over there. He said, I hope he brings that fence in.
It was 405.
Yeah.
Center field.
I think it was 505.
I mean, so I'm gonna
Bo Jackson couldn't hit a home run out of that park, is what you say.
Well, I don't know. He's pretty good. But I can tell you this. Where we were, okay, so they brought them in last year.
Okay.
All right, but
okay.
they just had a chain link fence. We put in a wood fence that's looks phenomenal. We did something similar when we were at our old school, but we did it right this time, and it made it really nice and made the dynamic of the actual field itself look like an old cool field. But if you stand back where the actual fence or where the actual lights are, where Coach Skoda put those lights in, and where that fence was, I swear to you, it's like a mile. I'm looking back here, and it's like dim and dark, and you're like, is that home? I mean, like you're just sitting there, and you're like, you look like if you have a kid over there or a parent or whatever standing at home plate, he'd look like an ant.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, good Lord. And so I have a coach of mine that played at Daphne. And he said, man, that was when we had our -5 bats, when they were hot.
Oh yeah, the hot. Yeah.
And he was like, and it still was impossible to get one of these out of here. And I mean, one of those bats, you hit with one of those bats, it's like a trampoline.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I believe him. But man, it was it was. That was the first time right before we left. I went and stood back there because I was looking at the fence that they just finished, and I was like, my God. I said, this thing right here, this is massive. And then, you'd always hear that he did it on purpose, and that, man, I don't know if anybody does that on purpose. I mean, it was 340 down the line. I mean, these are dimensions that pro fields aren't.
I think somebody, when they were pulling the tape on that thing, was reading it incorrectly, because nobody would put a fence out there where it was. I'm
Reading
like,
it incorrectly or drunk.
it says 325 on the tape.
Yeah.
Lay it down.
Marker.
Yeah, mark it. But yeah, that's crazy. And so anyway, we've done a lot of things to the field, like the fence and fixing it up, trying to get more life. Because at one point in time, Daphne had one of the, if not the best baseball programs in the state of Alabama. And we've had a great time bringing it back. I think the best part about what we've done, and Whitney's been helping me a lot with this, is just trying to contact some of the older older people, which I always admire T.R. Miller for the way they do that with their alumni. And of course, it's a lot smaller scale, but they still do a great job.
He just didn't understand coming from Fort Worth and having such a huge school. Like he sat at graduation with people he never even met.
Yeah.
And, you know, with me coming from the small town.
We did too.
Stop.
I mean, like, I seen your portrait, I'm sitting there like this, and I'm like, hey, boy.
And so,
how long you been going here?
right. And so when we met, and me, you know, being from here and such a huge tradition, he just didn't understand that at all.
Yeah.
And so now with the school that we just came from, you know, they were not very old. And they had history, but they were not very old. Well, this school has history, has tradition. And that, I feel like that is the way to bring it back.
Lots of tradition.
Lots of tradition.
Yeah.
Lots of tradition. And so that is the main thing, is going back and just touching base with those people. Because guess what? They live there. They have businesses there.
Yeah.
They have children that go there now. And that's what you've got to focus on.
Daphne is a lot like, it's a lot like Fort Worth in the retrospect that most of the people, when they get done going to college and going to do whatever they do, they usually find their way back.
Yeah.
And they'll live close, and they'll establish businesses there, and it's pretty cool.
I want to tell this. DJ ain't gonna want me to tell this, but I'm gonna tell this for you Bama fans out here that think that we just absolutely will not even discuss Bama or talk about Bama or anything to do with Bama, because they always give DJ crap because Bama hadn't made it into his top 10 yet.
I just hadn't been impressed. I just hadn't been impressed. I'll look at the tape.
For those of y'all that don't know, Brent Boyd played baseball at the University of Alabama.
We did.
Coach Brent Boyd, let me take it back. And that's what I was talking about a while ago when I say he's a book buck at Alabama. He's in the books, and so y'all must know that DJ really likes Brent a lot. to have him sitting here front and center. Let me move that.
I liked it.
Yeah, well, I said, to have him sitting here front and center, and then just to sit next to him, y'all already know that's a step
DJ,
out.
Whenever we first started dating, I did not know who he was. He did not say anything about doing baseball or anything like that. And, he was in the restaurant business. So I had no idea.
A mighty good restaurant on top of that.
Yeah.
It is
so,
good.
Still good. And so, I had no idea who he was. And then one day he came in with his, attitude that he has. And so finally he made a comment, and I had,
attitude.
I came back and he said, well, matter of fact, I played baseball. And I was like, of course you did. So I guess maybe I was talking to Ken or something. Anyway, I ended up having to Google him because I just wanted to make sure that was dating a stalker or crazy person.
No, that was Josh.
Josh, yes.
Because Josh put the investigating team on it.
He did.
I'm shocked.
So
He did.
we found out
like,
that
for real?
he
I
was
believe
really good baseball player.
He calls me up and says, hey, are you sitting down? I was like, man, I'm working. He said, no, you need to sit down. I said, man, is somebody dead or something? Like, what's wrong? He said, oh, no, man, it's worse than that. I said, it's worse than that. I said, okay, give me a second. I walked around to my desk and sat down. I said, go ahead, I'm sitting down. He said, hey, man. He said, next time he starts talking baseball, get up, we got to leave. I said, why is that? He said, he wasn't lying. I said, he wasn't lying. He said, man, he's in the record books up here about 6 or 7 different times. He said, I'm not ever talking again with him about it again, ever.
Did you face Hudson, or he'd already
was
left?
older than me.
He's already gone.
Yeah.
They were really good.
So, Raj, Sarju, Ray, all you Bammers.
There's a handful of them.
Understand, we are equal opportunists.
We are fair.
We are fair.
Fair.
Okay? By God, it's fair and balanced. You think Fox is fair? We are fair and balanced here.
Fair.
Okay? Nothing but fair and balanced.
I can't say the same because I think Whit and I have been to Auburn like one time.
Wait,
since we
I was going to say, we have been together 10 years.
I said I won't ever
10
come back here again.
He
I just
made it
I can't
to
understand.
one Iron Bowl at Auburn.
And we won, by the way.
And shut up. And one Auburn game that we were playing like Ole
I
Miss.
can't believe that you get her to where I've seen her with houndstooth on.
No,
and
you
all this
have
kind of
not.
stuff. I can't
No,
believe
you
that you
have
get her to wear all
No,
that.
you haven't.
No. Don't get her in trouble. No, you go, don't ruin it, Ken. She's a great wingman. She has done I tell you, when we go back, we have so many friends there that live there still, so it's easier for us to be able to go back to Tuscaloosa.
They make it very easy.
Here come the Bammers.
Oh,
I said it.
There they come.
And here they come.
Here they
By
come.
the way, congratulations, Heath.
That's what we do. Come on in.
Yeah. But so when like this weekend when you go back to a game, how much time do you spend like talking to folks that you actually really know? I mean, do you run into a lot of people you know?
Yeah, we don't. We kind of keep our circle small. We kind of do our thing, and we'll go to somebody's house first, and then we'll go to one of our little restaurants that we've gone to forever, and then we just finally find a little corner and talk to our guys.
Yeah.
And every now and then you'll have some people, and I'll be with people that are more known than me, and so they'll be talking to whoever, and so. Every now and then you'll have somebody come up and talk to you and introduce, but usually it's our small circle that we just kind of hang out and fly under the radar and then get out of there, and so it's all relative, and it's all we just kind of go for the entertainment because our group is so fun. It's such a good group that
it looked like y'all were having a big time.
Yeah. Since we were 18, 17 years old, so I mean that's a good time, and I had roommates, and guys like that we've been friends with since
and too, just to see it grow up. I mean, it's grown so much even since when we lived there. I mean, we lived there for 1 year with the restaurant, and that's when the tornado came through, and now just the way they rebuilt and they came back even stronger.
Yeah, so. You could go to a different place every single time, Ken. I mean, it's crazy how much down each street. Every street's totally different. And so we go back, and I'm a traditionalist, so I like to go to the same place I went to, and so I think that's one of those things where, at the end of it all, when it's all said and done, if we go to the same place that we went to and said hi to the same people, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Lee Jordan wants to know, did you play when Andy Phillips was there?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
My favorite person in the world.
Please tell that story.
So Lee, we might have hit on a good story here.
Yes.
So
wait, are you related?
Yeah. Is that your cousin or anything, Lee?
Right. I mean, are y'all in Christmas cards together?
Yeah.
Because before we say this story.
I tell you what. Let's wait till he answers that, so make sure we're not. Anyway,
he played.
No, he is a great guy.
Great person.
It's just funny because it tells you how when you go to high school level to a college level, the difference, and that was the story. Is Brent coming in being the man in Texas to Alabama.
Sure. Yeah. So it changes things.
It does. It really does.
And he was the first one to make sure I knew where I was.
Yeah, well, I bet.
He was very good.
Yeah.
And a 2-time All-American, all everything at Alabama, and he was the shortstop, and I thought I was the shortstop, and he was a senior, I was a freshman, so it was like oil and water. And
that was
the story. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I was like, and he was like, "Who are you, little man?" And I was like, "I'm Brent Boyd. I'm the starting shortstop at the University of Alabama." He goes, "Ha!" He said, "Go ask that guy over there. He thought he was too. Go ask him over there. He thought he was too." Down. He said, "You know who I am? I'm actually the starting shortstop." And I said,
"There you go."
I said, "Well, good Lord have mercy." I said, "This guy," and they were all just gigantic.
Yeah.
When I rolled in. You take batting practice.
18-year-old.
But that was back in the day when it was the free for all, was it not?
Bomb.
Yeah.
So batting practice, batting practice was a treat back then. You go you watch.
It's like homeroom derby.
It was all homeroom derby. So the first coach would say, we're going to go opposite field and hit it to right field, left field, whatever. And it would all be like home run, home run, home run.
Lee said, "I know the story."
Well, there you go. He obviously knows Andy Phillips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He was real quick to tell anybody.
Yeah.
You ain't nothing yet.
So how are things looking on the Daphne baseball front?
Good. We've done a lot of things. There's a lot of talent there, Ken. I mean, there's the kids are hardworking, and I love the blue collar attitude that they have. We just had to start. We had to get back to work. They had gotten away from what had made Daphne successful, which is outworking everybody. And with that talent and the work ethic together makes for, some mean dudes, some guys
Sure.
that they don't want, that nobody wants to play against. And if you put those two things together, you'll find a different team, and that's what we're seeing right now. And
How many lefties do you have throwing 95?
man, I don't have any throwing 95, but I can tell you this: I got 3 that are coming up that are 84, 85 that could be 95 by the end of it all.
What was a couple years ago? I remember you telling me you were headed somewhere that weekend. Was it Thompson you were going to? Who was it you were going to play? That you told me they had 3 lefties throwing 97.
Oh,
No, it was
who was it?
Was it Coleman
It may have been Coleman.
I don't know, but
or Hartzell?
you said the bad thing is that's from the left side.
Yeah.
They got
Right.
3 more on the right
man.
side.
No, that's up in North Alabama right now. They're mopping up.
Yeah.
And you go play. You go play the South, and the South's very good. It's tough to get out of there, but they're in Birmingham North right now.
Yeah.
It's like it's a whole nother ball game. Like they got guys throwing. You can't. I don't even know what team it is because there's so many. I could have been talking about 4 or 5 of them up there right now, and that's so. We're doing all of our homework right now, preparing ourselves to take this Daphne team as far as we can. So we're looking at some stuff, and you got guys throwing 94, you got guys throwing 92 with a slider, you got guys. It's like, man, I can't. We don't have that, so we got to try to figure out how we can beat those guys. Well, you're going to beat them by being one tough type team that nobody wants to face, and
Go scrap it out.
just scrap and 100% get it on, and that's what we're trying to install right now, and that's what and they're very accepting of it because this was a baseball school.
Oh, yeah.
In the 90s and early 2000s. One was Skoda when he started it, and in the early 90s or 1990, and then when Mike came in and won again in 2001, 2002. So it's been here. It just needs to come back, and I think they're doing a good job.
Do you ever dig in and take live BP off your guys?
Yeah, we do.
Can you still turn it around?
Absolutely.
I gotta ask you this about the.
I couldn't hit a curveball.
Yeah.
but I can do
If
that.
there's a 1 in there, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, I can get
the
a hold
bat
of
and the
one,
ball.
yeah.
I was about to ask what happens with the number 2 comes
Yeah,
straight.
no chance. No chance. I'm not going to pat on my back too much.
You talked about getting the fence moved in.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if you're going to have the third base coaching box the same place at Daphne that you had it at Spanish Fort for you.
So,
I was scared you're going to get hit with the bat.
yeah. So the reality is that that caused so much of a stink, DJ. The people had such a problem with me being down there, and
Ken,
it was comical.
If
Listening.
you've never seen it, it's the catcher and the umpire, the guy batting, and Brent's standing right behind him. He's sitting there, getting the signals in. Hey, he might throw a curveball. He's just right on top. He's right on top of it.
So he wasn't at third base.
No.
No.
Hey, man, they did not like that.
I'm gonna tell you what I did
They
love
would
last
put
year.
on Facebook.
Yeah,
they would
they
take pictures
took
and post it on
pictures.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Other teams.
Yeah, they took pictures and sent them to Facebook, and I'm just like,
They're like,
you really don't have anything
do you
else
think
to
the
do?
coach wants to play?
I'm gonna tell you what I loved last year when we came down to y'all's place. You had a kid that didn't have a good at bat. He was frustrated with himself, and he showed his frustration going back to the dugout. And I started watching you, and you looked at him, and you were giving him a chance to get it out. Get it out, process whatever.
Yeah.
He went to the dugout, and you turned around and looked at him one time, and I said, "Oh no, this isn't going to be good." And then you turned around a second time, and there he went. Brent disappears. He's in the dugout, coaching him up.
Yeah, I was coaching. That's
He was
what I
taking
was
too long to get
Coaching him up.
Yeah,
I was coaching him.
he was taking too long to let the frustration.
One of my favorite kids. This is one of my favorite kids, and he does a great job for us, and really, he busts his butt every day. But when things don't go his way, he acts. Sometimes he can act like a child. And when I say child, I mean he'll keep going to the point where the temper tantrum that everybody here knows what I'm talking about. This stomping the feet, laying on the ground, rolling squat, and finally like, hey, look at me. Hey, finally, look at me. And that's what that turned into. And I finally was like, okay, now you got everybody's attention. I'm about to embarrass you. Yeah. And I did.
That's good. I mean, that's part of the process. But I saw it in your eye. You gave him a chance.
Yep.
And then you had to deal with it.
As a player, things don't work out. You got to understand that you're going to slam your bat down, or you're going to slam your helmet into the cubby hole or whatever. Yeah. But then it needs to be over.
Yeah.
And this cat, just he went back. I think he went back to the helmet rack. And just gave like 4 or 5, and I'm like, okay, pal, that's enough. And Townsend's in, he's a bat boy.
Yeah.
And so, some of the things that were coming out of that kid's mouth at that time, I was just like, man, I'm not real sure. I want my 2nd grade teacher calling me, telling me Townsend's saying the same thing. So,
right there, yeah.
And because he will.
Because he will.
I'll tell you who else I enjoyed on that trip getting to meet. You had an older gentleman as one of your assistant coaches.
Yes.
Paul Birchfield.
And he has a binder this big.
Yeah, of every player.
You got to put it on a dolly to get it in the dugout.
That's a fact.
And the kid comes up to bat, and he's going through this. When he was 12 years old, he hit a double to right center field.
He did.
I mean, he has everything. He has everything.
Yeah, he's old school, man.
Yeah, he's old school.
He's got the spray charts with the kid's name from 2004. The kid was like 8. Yeah. And he's got spray charts, and he's got this kid's name, and he's got a chapter for each kid. All right, so he's got a vanilla folder, a divider, and each divider has the kid's name, and it is. Man, it is something like, it's because he did that. He coached 16 years for Tony La Russa and the Cardinals. So he's been doing this for a while.
Pretty good hand.
Yeah. So he knows what's going on. So we have a we have a good time.
I hope he's still with you.
Yeah,
he is.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
I brought my whole staff. I didn't lose anybody.
They all came.
We all jumped ship, but it was a lot of fun watching and getting to know him. And now he's been with us for a while. We know it's his tendencies, but man, he is quirky and just odd. And but he fits that.
The work ethic.
He fits everything that we do. So it helps us because he's been struggling. He's having some heart issues, but he's getting back and getting better. But he's 68 years young and it still hops out there and grabs that fungo.
Hey, Janae, still Lindsay
yelling at us, yelling at us, telling us to get to work.
Well, I'll tell you this: I'd never ever go in the south end zone at Tierra Miller.
We see each other.
Yeah.
And I'm walking through the parking lot, and when I get there, I stand there and look back towards home plate of when Booker faced Siebert and when that ball hit.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you something. There's never been a ball go that far at Miller Cruz Field in the air. Of course, Booker's at South Alabama doing great things. Siebert is a very good player as well. But I'll just stand and look at home plate and said, my God, he hit that ball.
Is this Siebert's
senior year? Senior year.
I'm going to tell you something. When David Jennings says that's the longest ball that's ever been hit, that's the longest ball that's ever been hit.
No,
he don't have the binder like that.
I don't have the binder.
He doesn't need it.
I don't have the binder. Now, there used to be pecan trees out there that may have stopped the flight, but since the field has been cleared out there and it's been a parking lot, there has never been a ball hit where that ball landed.
It was just one of those things, freaky moments, and I'll tell you, man. Being where we were playing and watching those -5s that whole time, you see bombs.
Oh yeah.
All right. I mean, you used to see some balls that were like, as soon as it hit all, the sound of the bat, that's gone.
Yeah.
That was one of those.
Yeah.
And you just kind of went, wow. And obviously I didn't want to play it up because I was like, just get around, let's go.
Yeah.
We were losing. So I was like, I don't have time for this, but he literally he got a hold of that one, and it's still going. He's one of the biggest, and that's actually the kid that I was talking about.
We're going to call him out.
I'll call him.
I knew who it was.
But yeah, it was.
Well, he's got
his daddy helps him coach.
Yes.
And I was going to say, people don't realize he's got somewhat of a Bruton connection too.
Yes, he does.
His uncle
in Max Siebert.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Well, and his dad played at Jeff Tech.
That's right. I was going to say that's right.
He's got more connections than most of the people.
And a lot of those boys, I did not realize, a lot of the boys played ball together, like Hunter Britton, JoJo, Vaughn. They all played travel ball.
So we go, and it was one of those like fly by night kind of games, and then it was also we got to haul butt back because we got to get ready for the area games in the next day or two. So we had to get back. So the kids were begging me to stop and eat because we hadn't eaten anything. So we were like, okay, we'll stop. When we stopped at Whataburger, I realized
it's like a reunion.
Yes, I realized how close those kids were because everybody just mixed and intertwined.
Yep, we did.
That's cool. I mean, it was like
T.R.
Miller
until like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, T.R. Miller parents sitting with Spanish Fork parents, and you had Spanish Fork kids sitting with, and it was just all mixed.
It was
and
nice for me.
I stood up.
Sure.
I stood up and I was like, this is kind of neat. Let's just hang out here for a little bit. And we did, and they got to they got to catch up, and it was really cool. I just didn't realize the connection.
The shortstop on that team, where's he playing?
Tyler Miller's playing at East Mississippi.
Man, he was a great player.
Special.
He was a great player.
Special player.
Yep.
East Mississippi.
Scuba.
Yeah. Do they have a Last Chance U baseball program over there as well? Or
the head coach and I are really close, Coach Kimbrell, and he's a wild one. So
do you think they should have stayed at East Mississippi on this last season of Last Chance U?
Absolutely.
I didn't think this one was as good.
No. I thought that was more of an eye opening. It helped, obviously, East, but I think it was more eye opening to the whole junior college thing.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it was. I don't think because we don't have junior college football,
right?
So you don't have it. You really don't have any idea until you go live in a day of life there as a junior college, football player. I mean, that's got to be something that you have to. It's a pretty unique.
You got to want it.
Yeah, you got to want it. You got to know.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to know that's what you want to do.
That's right.
They're not always. That's not always going to be perfect scenario type, situation. So anyway, I thought that was really neat the way that was done. But East Mississippi baseball is a big deal. We've got a good connection there with a lot of kids. So Tyler went there. Had a chance to go to Alabama, but he wanted to go. Most of our kids now are choosing to go the junior college route because it gets them to go sign pro ball earlier. And so if they get a chance to go play professional baseball, or there's an interest there, then they'll go play. You can get out of junior college in 1 year. With the the way things are in Division I or 4-year schools, you got to stay there 3 years. So with the way that they do everything with the arm care, and not to bore you about that, but they really analyze everything before they sign your contract now. And I'm
wow.
This is back in the day, you just sign. They give you an update or a checkup. They say, yeah, he's healthy. But now they analyze how many tendons. They can tell you. They can tell you what kind of surgery you've had. That you can't hide anything. They'll do all kinds of stuff for you. So it's kind of neat.
So I have a question. What does when you walk in T-Town, does Coach Saban, does he just naturally offer you his personal bathroom, or how does that work exactly?
I wish
too.
I mean, do you walk by and hi at him? What's up, Nick?
Yeah,
get it. I'm going to the bathroom. Or?
They are such on another level.
Yes, I wish that we could.
Ken, I'm not kidding now. They got the amount of athletes that roll through there every single weekend, like old athletes. I mean, so we sit and watch. We sit and watch. I mean, you can just starstruck by some of the guys that come in and hang out, and you just sit there and enjoy being.
Those seats aren't too bad, are they?
No, they're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
They were awesome. But in the A club, you just sit back and watch some of these guys because you're like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
You're like, he's 80 years old, but you're like, I know that dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what that dude is, but I know. So you're going through your phone trying to find out, and that's what we do every time we go in there. I mean, it's. I'm not kidding you now. It is phenomenal to go. It's a great time. Because I know it's a cycle, okay? And I'm a normal Alabama guy that played for Alabama, that understands that everything comes and goes. All right, so if you don't let you Alabama guys and girls don't let it get too high to where you're going to be eating crow in 10 years when he decides to retire and we got to go find another guy. I mean, it's a cycle. Enjoy it. But you also have to understand that, man, it's going to come and go too.
When do you think it'll go?
I don't right now. I know you're interested in that, but no, right now it's a great time to be in Tuscaloosa, and right now Auburn just is hanging on.
Look there.
When you were coming out, Dan
the man, right there.
There he is.
How about that? Tar's Dan.
When you were coming out, what were the schools you were considering when you were going to make your college choice?
I was a baseball guru in the middle of the whole country. So we were going to. I took recruiting trip to Cal State Fullerton, Stanford, LSU, Texas, Oklahoma, Auburn, Alabama, and then we went. There was some interest there in Florida, but not much. Not much on the University of Florida. I didn't really like Gainesville that much. But we were trying to figure out which one we fit in, because I wouldn't call myself, a southern guy. I think Texas is a little different than down here, but so West Coast wasn't that far of a reach. I thought Cal State was like one of my favorite places that I've ever been to, and
that's where he wants Townsend to go.
Yeah, that's where I still support Cal State because of the way they treated me, and I still get letters from some of the guys that were there as far as from birthdays. I get emails from Cal State alumni. I don't even know why they send me this stuff, but I still feel if I had not gone there, if I would not have gone to University of Alabama, I would have gone to Cal State Fullerton.
University of
Alabama. Yeah. So when you went to Bama, what was that? Was it Dubose or was it?
Yes, it was Dubose.
Yeah,
it was Dubose. That was a nightmare. We had I tell you what, we won the SEC in '99, and that was like my first real experience as far as being a regular student and going, to a lot of games. And then from there on, buddy, I mean, it went downhill quick. Quick. And I mean, I just remember watching Freddie Millins run back a touchdown against UCLA. Yeah. We were number 3 in the nation. Number 3. I remember sitting there going, 3 in the nation. He just runs one back. I'm like, it's on, baby. We're going. We're going. Where is the national championship this year? We're rolling. And, I was like 19, 20 years old, and I'm sitting there going, heck yeah, baby, we're doing it. And then Deshaun Foster decides to come out and make his name known, and from there on ends up, being a pretty daggum good running back for the rest of his life. And, And so, anyway, I think we ended up going 3-8 or something. That was rough.
Well, listen, we resemble that remark. We understand it, and we've been dealing with that for the last several years. We've talked about it many times, and I'll say it again right here, right now. You could have put Cam Newton on Vanderbilt, and they'd have won the national championship. Yeah. Okay. I mean, the last 2 coaches we've had, the one right now and the previous one, are still living off of number 2. And here's.
That's true.
Anyway, it's just amazing. I don't even get started on that. I mean, they again over the weekend we just showed why. Yeah. Have y'all seen the video where it looks like he's mouthing?
That's
no,
funny.
I haven't.
That's funny.
It's Photoshop. I mean, I say it is. It looks like it was.
They're gonna fire me.
They're gonna fire me.
Oh yes, I saw that.
Funny.
I haven't.
I don't know if it's Photoshop, but it looks like it is.
That's funny.
The only reason they can't. I mean. The only thing I'm gonna say, and I'm very careful because I'll end up.
Too young.
I'm gonna get whipped when I get home. But is for some reason, Auburn always puts himself in a situation to where they owe these coaches so much money.
I think we're still paying Wayne Hall.
I mean.
I think Terry Brown's still getting a check.
No, man, no. That was a big deal. Remember they had it on the front page. They finally paid them off 2 decades later.
Well, the reason I say that is I don't necessarily believe that they did. I mean, there's just so many of them up there still getting paid.
There's so many.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but it's almost like you watch. I could see Gus Malzahn walking out of the meeting where he just signed his contract just with this smile, like, got him again.
Yeah.
Like it just.
I'm telling you,
Chiswick. He's like, oh, you can't. You mean you can't? I can't get another job? Or you're gonna quit paying me? Well, I just won't get another job.
I'm sitting home.
All of them have places at Lake Martin. Brother Bill's up there. We paid him for a long time. Tuberville's up there. Chiswick's up there. I mean, they're all there.
Yep. I mean, they all could go hang out. They all have the.
Well, they come homestead, man. Yeah. That's what they do.
They all have a boat. They all go meet at on one of those islands over there.
Connie B got a good point. SEC pays more coaches not to coach than to coach.
Yeah.
Especially Auburn. So, we're famous for it.
I have not seen anything like that ever. And when I found out that he had that contract, and I think it was a $32 million buyout, I'm like, good Lord. Like, what? this guy right here, what's
he done?
And Saban doesn't even have a buyout.
I mean, what's he done? Yeah, but Saban's getting offered, 10-year contracts, $100 million a year.
Yes.
I mean, $100 million for 10 years.
But he could walk away.
Malzahn ain't getting offered that. Okay, so I mean, and then like I've said many times, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what the guy did to get that kind of contract. You know what I mean? So yeah, we were just talking about that, Raj, about him saying that. I don't know if it's photoshopped. I don't know, but I mean, I know it. It looks like he's definitely saying they're going to fire me.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Well, he needs firing.
$32 million is not going to let him fire him.
They've hired coaches that they owed more to. So let's be honest.
They have.
Did you see Auburn's basketball team?
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you something. Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
legit.
Bruce Pearl.
Yeah.
Legit.
Bruce Pearl's a good man.
Yeah.
Did Big Skinny go up there Friday night and watch him?
I don't know. I know they went there Saturday, but
I don't know if he went.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Yeah. What are they ranked now?
They were number 11 going into the week, and of course Washington was number 25, and they beat them soundly Friday night. Played South in the opener earlier in the week, but they're going to Maui this week and have a chance to play Duke. If they win their first game and Duke wins their first game, they would meet in the second round.
I told DJ that I think this is probably Auburn's best basketball team since Chris Porter and those guys were there.
Yeah, I knew. You watch Bruce Pearl forever, and you see everything he's done. You knew it was only a matter of time. He is he's a high tempo, go getter on as far as recruit goes, and he's a bang up kind of guy, and he knows exactly what he wants. He knows where specifically on the court what he wants, how he's going to be able to run his offense, and it's fun to watch. He's really good at what he does. I had a really good friend passed away. Thad Akins was a really good friend of mine, and knew Bruce, and so we would go up to Auburn because I go up to a lot of camps with Coach Thompson, Butch Thompson, for baseball. Yeah. And so I would go up there, and he would split off and go hang out with Bruce Pearl, and because he was the girls basketball coach at Spanish Fort, and he would tell me, he would come back and tell me that this guy right here is he is a very, very, very good coach, and he was like, I know you're not an Auburn guy. He said, but you got to appreciate really, good people, what they do. And so, anyway, I believed him. And, man, I've been watching it, and he's really good. And so is Butch Thompson.
One of our guys is up at Bama playing baseball, Andrew Williamson.
Yes.
He's been playing first base through the fall, and it's been exciting to follow him. I know they changed up the rules this year where you could play some teams.
Yeah,
they played Tennessee and Florida State.
Yeah,
he had a big night against Tennessee.
I was talking to one of the assistant coaches, Jerry Zulli. I was talking to him on the phone for a long time. Where were we headed? We were headed somewhere. Texas. And he was on his way to Tallahassee and told me about that, because I don't keep up with every rule change. But he was like, man, I'm on my way to Tallahassee. I was like, you going to recruit? And he was like, no, we're actually going to play. And I said, what is that all about? And he told me that they went to Knoxville, and then they went to Tallahassee, and I think they went one other place and played some games.
Good
and I'm
stuff.
like, that is really neat, man, to be able to play that, when and you just get, it's got to break up the monotony of that fall season.
Sure.
That's really, unless you're fighting for a spot, which 9 times out of 10 you are, then it gets pretty boring.
Well, look, thank y'all for coming by.
I enjoyed it.
Man, it's awesome.
Great to see y'all.
Have y'all signed the board?
Yes.
I was thinking y'all may have signed the last time y'all were here.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
I'm glad y'all did. So, you're doing something with the American cancer.
Yes. So recently they reached out to me to be an honoree, and it's called Croquet and Cocktails, and it benefits obviously the American Cancer Society. Last year was their inaugural event, and they raised so much money. This year we have, I think, 6 honorees, so I thought it was awesome that they reached out to me, because I feel like I'm a nobody on the Eastern Shore, and I'm teamed up with some really, really awesome people in our community to help raise this money. So anyway, they ask you to raise $2,500. And I know that's a lot of money to help, but it's just, for a great cause. And so anyway, I have my page up. It's on my personal Facebook page. The event is in the end of March, so I have time, and anything will help. So if y'all feel compelled to give, I think everybody has been touched. It's some sort of form of cancer. And so anyway, that's what it is. It's for the American Cancer Society.
With what she's doing and being an honoree, for being a part of that is so awesome for for her because we've been through a lot, the past year or so with everything. And so she could put her, mouth to use and be able to really talk it up and be able to raise some money and do some special things with that. And she's really good at that stuff. So I think they hit the nail on the head when they asked her to do it.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, DJ, take it away.
It's been a great hour. Appreciate everybody being in with us. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Be careful if you're out driving. Weather conditions here are not ideal for that. So if you don't have to be out, take the safe route and stay at the house. Enjoy your day off for those of you that have it. Enjoy the family time. If you have some time to waste tomorrow, get back in here with us. We'll be here. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dirty 30's #1 broadcast, Drive Time with DJ and KJ. Tune in next time when you'll hear DJ say,
Good morning and welcome to this edition of The Feel Good.